So, you ever get this deal where a headlight quits working, but it just comes on and off while you drive on your Jeep JK? This is the video for you. By the way, my name's Dan. The channel's Flawedoffroad. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to show you how to fix that in like 15 minutes. Super common problem on these JKs, and basically what the problem is this factory plug right there from the Jeep. Over time the pins just get loose and it stops working. Now, one thing you can try to do to make it work, you can see I've already done, run a zip tie around. I go in between the wires on both sides and use that to pull it tight, and sometimes that'll work, but as you can see here, it's not working for me anymore. It did for a while. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of slack on this, so the best way to do this is to pull the grill. On that side, I think you can just pull the air box and have enough room to do it, but I'm just gonna pull the grill to make this easier because what we have to fix it is a new plug. When I do these at work all the time, I use the Mopar one. It's like $65. This was $11 on Amazon. And they actually sell these in 2-packs for like $11 too, but I just got this one because it had good reviews. Wires aren't colored, but it doesn't matter. You just make sure you orient them right, you know, the left one, or you can number them with a pin or whatever, and we'll end up cutting a lot of this off. But yours probably won't look like that. This will go straight to the headlight, but I have these aftermarket headlights that adapts it to this style, and I've already confirmed it is this connection that's causing the problem and not this one. All you got to do to get the grill off is pull these 6 scrivets or screw rivets or whatever style yours has. There's 3 on each side. And then to fully pull the grill out, you need to unplug. You can either unplug this or you can give it a quarter turn and pop the bulb out, and then just yank on the grill. There's like 6 or 8 clips down here that clip it into that metal cross member. You just give them a good yank, the whole thing comes out. If your screw rivets are in good shape, they'll actually unscrew enough to where you can, sometimes they separate like that, but I've had these where they won't unscrew. And if that's the case, if you take the tip of a knife and dig down underneath of it and lift up while you turn it, usually they'll come out. Otherwise, you can use one of these panel trim tools. So if you just give it a little bit of a yank here and there, that'll get you more room. My clip doesn't want to release, so you can just do that. And all along the bottom right there, you got a bunch of those. Oh, a little tougher if you've got a winch, but I think I need 2 hands for this. There, I got them out. So then you're gonna need, I believe it's a T15. There's 3 screws. I had to replace these rings, and mine come with Phillips. These things are quite finicky, and they're real easy to drop and lose. While you're at it, if you're tired of people flashing their high beams at you, if you take that same T15, you can actually do this without removing the grill. If you have a really thin one that's like a screwdriver T15, that's your adjuster for your beam. So there's one down here. I can't remember if there's 3 or 4. There's 4. So then pop the ring off and make note of which way's up on your headlight, but really it'll only fit in there one way because there's these like keyed nubs and then these little keyways that it goes in, and it won't fit right anyway except for the way it goes. Now we should be able to get a little more slack going on this, hopefully. Yeah, it's not a lot of room to work with, but that's what we got to work with. If you have to, you can cut back this tape and this loom and try to expose a little more of it. You'll need to pop that red clip out in order to unplug this. I find it easiest just to take a flathead or something like that, push on it like that, and squeeze right there on the green part, and that's that. Pull on this and get it a little closer anyway, but you don't need this anymore, so you can snip these off right there. and then have that much wire, and that should be enough room to get your crimpers in here. You do have to hardwire these connections. I choose to use these heat shrink butt connectors. They work pretty good. You just crimp them down and then light them with a lighter. It does come with these little crappy metal crimps in here, but they suck. So we are just going to snip these off right here. Now if you still have your battery connected, I don't know, I don't think these have any voltage on them at any point, but just make note of the you can always reference back to this plug. Black one was in the middle, yada yada yada. You just got to make sure you put them back in the same spot on the new one. So let's see, it's white with a green stripe and white with a blue stripe, at least on this one. This is a 07. Can't speak for yours. And our new one is way longer than it needs to be. I'm gonna snip them off about halfway. If you got a good pair of wire strippers and the right stuff, this is super easy. Let's see if it'll fit in the red ones. Yes, it will. Go ahead and crimp that one on there. I guess the black has a little bit of a blue stripe too. Anyway, that goes to the middle. Green on this one. Now, what you can do before you heat shrink these or put anything back together is you can plug your headlight back in and go test it and make sure it works. Light is on. Let's wiggle it around. No flickering. And we just put her back together. Good enough. Now that should seal these up pretty good, but sometimes the crimper damages it. You can see right into the metal there, so I always electric tape these individually too. So I put a piece on each individual one and then just tape the whole thing together. So that should pretty much be it. I am, however, going to plug it in. Needed my other hand for that. This one is actually pretty tight and you have to push it really hard to get it to click, and then once it's clicked you lock that in. And it feels way, way tighter than the stock one did. This is what I was talking about, how it won't sit right unless you have it lined up. It'll just spin and it won't drop in all the way unless you line it up with that tab right there, and now it won't twist or nothing. Most of the time it won't stay put while you do put the ring back on though, so it can get a little tricky. And this will only go on there one way, which is like that. And as a wise man once said, assembly is the reverse of disassembly. It's pretty straightforward. Just line the tabs up, make sure you plug your lights back in, pop it back in. It's pretty much good to go. Cool thing about these screw rivets is once you get them started, you don't have to screw them in, you just push them and they're locked in. And that, my friends, is all there is to it. It only took me about 15 minutes, even with messing around with recording it. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. Now, I went ahead and put an Amazon link in the first comment of this video and in the video description to the one I used, but I'll leave a second link to the 2-pack if both your headlights are messing up. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Check out my channel. I got all kinds of videos of camping, wheeling, fixing, braking, building, everything. See you next time.